Y'all, my name is Kirsten. Welcome back to KGC Pilates, where we believe that you can keep getting confident through movement. And welcome to your workout for today. The only props that you will need are 2 light weights. If you don't have light weights, it is okay. You can use soup cans, something smaller in your house. For the light weights, I would not go above 5 pounds. I would go between maybe 1 and 3, definitely no more than 5 pounds because we're going to work these arms out. So when you're ready, you can place these weights off to the side for now. Find a position on your mat where you're lying all the way down. Take both of your fingers, wrap them around your rib cage, bring your 4 fingers to the front and your thumb to the back. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, letting all that air out. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, filling up those lungs. And exhale, let all that air out. 1 final time. Inhale, nice and big. Those lungs expand from east to west. And then exhale, pulling your belly button to your spine. When you're ready, send both of your arms directly behind you and flex those feet. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to roll up and reach for those toes. Beautiful for spine stretch forward. And then restack the spine 3 more times just like this. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, come back to sit tall. 2 more times. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, come back to sit tall. 1 final time. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, come back to sit tall. Nice. So we are going to start with our first ab series for today. So your toes are at the edge of the mat. Scooch that booty forward so that your knees are bent. You're going to pick up both of those light weights. Your arms are going to be long in front of you. When you're ready, exhale, chin to your chest, roll back, stop when you're halfway, and then come back to sit tall. Same thing, exhale, roll back, making that C curve in your spine. Stop when you're halfway, come back to sit tall. At any point during our workout, if those weights become too much, you can always drop them down and come back to them later. They are there to challenge you, not to make it even harder or so challenging that it's not accessible. Feel free to take breaks as you need. And again, arms are long in front of you. Exhale, round back. Inhale, round up. Nice. Now the next time that you roll back, can you bend your elbows for your bicep curl? Extend the arms long. Come back to sit up. Same thing. Exhale, roll back. Bicep curl. Those palms are facing up. Come back to sit tall. Same thing. Exhale, chin to your chest, C curve in your spine. Bend the elbows, extend the arms long, come back to sit tall. Nice. So as you're doing this, you're working your transverse abdominals, those lower abs. And when you roll round back, think about scooping those abdominals for that bicep curl and for that half roll back. For that bicep curl, tuck those elbows in by your side and then come back to sit all the way up, restacking that spine. Exhale to round back, bicep curl, beautiful, just like that, and come back to sit tall. Nice. Now the next time that you roll back, stop halfway for your bicep curl. Send the arms up to the ceiling for your overhead reach. Relax the arms back down, come back to sit tall. Same thing. Exhale, roll back, bicep curl, overhead reach, arms go back long by your side. Really good job. Tucking that pelvis under, bending those elbows, reaching tall for that ceiling. Nice. And then extend the arms long. For this move, for these half rollbacks, you still want to keep those heels planted into the mat as you're rolling back for your bicep curl, and then sending those arms straight to the ceiling. Last 3. Beautiful job. Final 2. And last 1, bend the elbows, reach up, hold here. Now, can you just lift and lower your arms? For last 4, you got it. 3, 2, 1, lower those arms down. Now, bicep curl only for last 4, 4, 3. Nice. Elbows are tucked in. Last 2, 1, extend those arms long. Come back to sit all the way up. You're going to rest those, weights down onto the mat. And just take a minute to take a few half roll backs so hands go behind your knees. Come back to sit tall, giving those arms a break. Exhale. Inhale, come back to sit up. Last time to exhale to round back. Inhale, come back to sit up. Nice job. Pick those weights back up. Arms are long in front of you. The next time that you roll back, stop when you're halfway again. You're going to pull that weight by your waist and twist with that upper body. Extend the arms long, come back and sit tall. Same thing. Exhale to pull. Inhale, come back to sit tall. Nice. So now we're getting to a little bit of a flow here for these half roll backs with this single arm row. Beautiful. It's almost like, imagine that you have a bow and arrow. I know that might be hard to imagine, at least for me, because I've never shot a bow and arrow before. But when I see folks in the movies like Rue in the Hunger Games with her bow and arrow, this is what I imagine it feels like. Nice. So exhale, pulling that weight back. Last 3. You got it. Final 2. Wonderful work. Last 1. And now hold here. Nice. Can you extend and bend? So holding that twist for 4. You got it. 3. Last 2. And 1. Twist and hold opposite side for 4. 3. Last 2. 1. Extend the arms long. Relax the weights down. You can lie all the way down on the mat. Bring out those arms, stretching those arms long behind you. You can wrap and bring your knees into your chest if you need to release any tension in your low back. Nice job. So we are not done with those weights quite yet. So pick up both of those weights. You're going to lie down on the mat. Your fingertips are going to brush against your heels. We're going to move to a shoulder bridge movement. So you can have those weights in your hand. Always feel free to ditch them. When you're ready, exhale, curl the pelvis under, rolling onto the tips of the shoulder blades, and then melt the spine back down. Same thing, exhale, curl the pelvis under, lift the hips, and then melt the spine back down. Nice. So we're just starting with the shoulder bridge before we start to add in those arms for this movement as you exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Now, the next time that you lift those hips up, hold for a moment, squeeze at the top, lower them down, and lift the arms up. Same thing. Exhale to lift the hips, lower the arms, inhale, raise the arms up, lower the hips down. Same thing. Exhale, inhale, lower. Nice. So we're getting to that full flow now. We have lots of layers coming at you. And of course, you know my favorite word is pulse. We're going to pulse that out. As you do this, again, think about curling your pelvis under. I also want you to imagine that your spine is that string of pearls. And while this is definitely a lower body exercise, we're also using that powerhouse. We're using that core. So don't forget to breathe as you're exhaling, letting that air out as you lift the hips up, inhaling to relax it back down. Nice. Final 4. Last 3. You got it. Final 2. And last 1. And hold those hips up at the top. Now, can you lift and lower those arms with your hips up at the top and that isometric hold for this shoulder bridge? Still think about pressing through those heels, holding those weights in your hand as you lift and lower your arms. You're still pulling your belly button to your spine, squeezing those glutes. Last 3. We're almost there. Final 2. And last 1. And relax the hips all the way down. Good job. You can bend your elbows here. Your arms extend long in front of you. Nice. So when you're ready, come to a low kneeling position on your mat facing me. You'll need those 2 weights in your hands as well for our next arm series. Let me get my hair out of my way. So pick up both of those weights. Your elbows are long by your side. Your palms are facing up. We're going to start with the serve the tray. So when you're ready, exhale to lift those arms up on a high diagonal. Inhale to lower it back down. Same thing. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Now, a couple of options here. 1, you can stay in this low kneeling position if that works for you. Second option, you can always come down and sit crisscross applesauce as you do this serve the tray movement to lift and lower those arms. I personally just like to be on my low knees in that low kneeling position. And you can always forget about those weights. If that feels ever too heavy to you, just put them down by your side, and you can just do this with body weight only if that feels right. But I want to feel a little stronger today. Challenge myself as I lift and lower. Nice. Can we add a disco hip to this so we come to a high kneeling position? Lift the arms, lift the hips, lower back down. Exhale, inhale, lower. Keeping those elbows tucked in by your side as you lift. Nice job. And lower down. Now, still think about lengthening through the crown of your head, having that nice, strong posture as you lift and lower. And for this disco hip that we're adding as we're lifting, lowering our hips to the high kneeling position, and then the low kneeling position, we're working that posterior chain. Again, that's just a fancy way of saying the back side of your muscles on your legs as you lift and lower. Nice. Now, let's add a variation to this. Can we go out to the side, bend the elbows in? Same thing. Exhale, and then extend the arms long. Beautiful, just like that. To lift and lower. Nice. Exhale to lift up. Inhale to lower. Again, totally optional. You can go down to crisscross applesauce. You do not have to keep lifting and lowering your hips up and down as you move through this arm series. Last 4. You got it. Final 3. We're going to pulse it out. You already know. For 2. And last 1, hold here. Pulse it up an inch and down an inch. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bend the elbows and extend the arms out. Pulse it up an inch and down an inch. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the elbows and relax it back down. Good job. Place both of those weights off to the side for just a moment. Find a position where you're lying down on your mat. Grab both of those weights again. And your legs are going to go into a tabletop position, so your knees are tracking over your hips to start. If that ever feels like too much, you can always rest those heels down onto the mat. And when you're ready, exhale to curl up and extend the arms long. Inhale, you lower it back down. Same thing. Exhale to curl. Inhale to lower. I'm going to bring my knees into this tabletop position now as I'm curling up and lowering down. Nice. Exhale. Inhale, lower. You can always drop the weights. Forget about the weights if that feels good to you. Nice. Now, the next time that you curl up, hold here. Can you extend your leg long? Send those weights underneath that knee and bring it back in. Same thing. Exhale, extend. Beautiful. As you're curling up, we're moving to a variation of that single leg stretch, bringing those weights underneath those calves, behind those hamstrings, as you lift and lower. Still think about scooping those abdominals when you're rolling on to the tips of those shoulder blades. Keeping that peach, that plum, that apple underneath your chin as you exhale to curl up, and then inhale to lower. Now, still look down at that belly button as you're curling up and down. Nice. Last 3. We're almost there. Last 2. And final 1. And relax everything down. Good job. Take a moment to windshield wipe your legs from side to side. We're about to get into a double leg stretch now. So similar position as before. You're going to have both of those weights in your hands. I want you to bring those legs into that tabletop position. Knees are tracking over hips. When you're ready, exhale to curl up. Extend arms and legs long. Inhale to lower back down. Exhale, extend. Inhale to lower. Now, keeping those elbows bent as you're curling to extend arms and legs long. Arms and legs move together for this double leg stretch variation. Now, if you've ever taken a class on the reformer, you know what we're about to do, which is coordination, a classical Pilates move. So when you're ready, exhale to extend arms and legs long. Open the legs, close the legs, bend everything back in. Same thing. Exhale, extend arms and legs long, open and close the width of the mat. Same thing. Exhale, open, close. Beautiful, just like that. If at any point you want to rest your palms down on the mat, you can. Just have your palms facing up. As you exhale, extend arms and legs long, open, close, and relax it back down. Good job. Exhale, open, close. Really good work. Another modification, you can always keep your head on the mat as you do this. Those knees still stay in tabletop, and you just extend arms long and legs long and bend everything in. Maybe you bring the weights back in as well as you extend arms long and relax. Nice. Open, close. Last 3. Final 2. And last 1. And keep arms and legs long. Open and close those legs for 8, 7, 6. Don't forget to breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend everything in. Really good job. You can windshield wipe your legs from side to side, releasing any tension in that low back. All right, we're going to finish strong with an arm series now. So coming back to that low kneeling position on your mat, again, other options are to sit in crisscross applesauce. Take both of those weights into those hands. Bring your arms out to that goalpost position. When you're ready, exhale to send the arms up, and then inhale to lower it back down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Nice. So you're just lifting and lowering your arms up and down in this goalpost position. Nice. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Nice. So when you lower your arms down, I want you to think about still keeping your shoulders aligned with those elbows as you lift and lower your arms up and down. Nice. If it feels good to you, you can come to that high kneeling position and then lower down. Exhale, inhale, lower. Nice. Same notes as before, pulling that belly button to your spine as you lift up. On that exhale, whenever I say that move, the best way I can describe it for Pilates breathing is to really think about that you have a corset on, or maybe a pair of Spanx on. Those Spanx, that corset tightens on that exhale, and on that inhale, the corset loosens. So your rib cages expand on that inhale at the bottom, and then it closes on the exhale at the top. Nice. Now let's add a little variation here. You come up for that overhead reach, lower down, close the shutter, open the shutter, come all the way back up. Nice. So close, open, and lift up. Nice. Close, open, and lift. Beautiful. Close, open, and lift. We're almost there. Last 3. Final 2. Last 1. And hold here. Close the shutter. Can you pulse it up an inch and down an inch for 8, 7, you got it. 6, 5, 4, almost there. 3, 2, 1, and send those arms up here. Now, can you pulse it up an inch and down an inch for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax everything down. Really good job. We're going to move to a tricep kickback to finish out strong for this arm series. So for your tricep kickback, I want you to hinge forward slightly. Your arms are long by your side. You're looking at the edge of your mat. When you're ready, bend the elbows and extend them long. Bend at the elbows, extend them long. Just like that. Nice. So you're still keeping that angle of your body. If it feels good to you, you can come to a high kneeling position, but you still want to hinge forward so that you get deep into those triceps. Nice. I'm going to turn and face y'all now so that you can see me a little bit better as you hinge forward and extending those arms long. Nice. Keeping those elbows tucked in by your side. Looking at that high diagonal in front of you. Almost there. For the last 3, you got it. Final 2. And last 1, and hold those arms extended long behind you. Flip the palms up. Can you pulse your arms in an inch and out an inch for 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, 1, hold here. Can you pulse your arms up an inch and down an inch for 8, 7, last 6, you got it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax everything down. You can drop those weights. And that is it for our workout for today. Really great job. Shout out to you for showing up for yourself. See you at the next workout.